Hey everyone, I'm Josh Russo, and this is my Roofing SEO's Roofers Toolkit video podcast. Today I have with me Adam Sinkus, my my sidekick, right?
I don't know about sidekick.
My partner, we're like even, right? So
We're like Batman and Alfred, but I get the cool suits. So.
You get the cool suits.
Yeah.
Yep. I get to sell the suits and you get to wear them. But yeah, no, we're here today to talk brand strategy, developing your brand strategy for your company. How do you set yourself apart from the competition? What do you do that's different than others? Who are you going after? What's your target market? And how are you, what's the message that you're giving to them? So Adam, what do we got on the agenda today?
Yeah, so we are going to first really talk about what your unique selling proposition is, how that plays into your brand, and why it's important to really differentiate yourself and set a strategy forward. Then, you know what? We're awesome. We're going to take you through our own branding strategy, our vision, mission, values, our brand promise, and walk you through the process and what we did to really develop and build that out. Because at the end of the day, we can tell you all about it, but we think that showing you is really the best way.
Right. Yeah. Showing and practicing what we did to get there to help you guys get to the same point in your business. And we're going to be covering after we go over the mission, vision, values, and how we got to that. We're going to go over the USP for ourselves and how we put that together to set ourselves on the path we are on today, which led us to doing videos like this. I mean, that's part of our mission, which we're going to go over. So yeah, let's talk a little bit. So what do you see the challenges are with roofers with brand strategy? Why doesn't everybody think about it?
I think the roofing industry, like a lot of the trades industries, is kind of interesting in the fact that there's a lot of people that go out and do their own thing and start a business. And that is absolutely awesome. We are entrepreneurs. We love that spirit. But, on the same token, you have to take a step back and you have to realize as a business owner now, there's some other things that you need to do in order to secure your market. You can't just singularly be the best roofer in town. You have to be the best brand in town. You have to be the face of the brand. You have to get the brand out there, as well as, monitoring and running your business from all those other, managing your teams, managing your finances, managing your assets, and making sure that everything is running the way you need to. And so I think oftentimes when people make that jump from working from somebody else to working on their own, they go through and they do what's necessary, setting up the business, getting the finances,
getting the LLC, getting the bank account.
Yeah. And getting all that stuff in order. But a lot of times marketing and brand strategy are very secondary, because at the end of the day, look, we understand you're a roofer, right? And you're like, well, I put on great roofs, and that's fantastic, right? And really important. But it's also just as important to understand how people can see why and how you put great roofs on.
Exactly. Like knowing somebody's personality, their vision. And this isn't like the corporate, we promise to shareholder profit. And, that's not what we're looking at here. I mean, everybody wants to make money, but it's about your story of why you got started as a roofer. What drives you every day? You put that into your mission, your vision, your values, and it really sets you apart and it gets you excited. I mean, I look at our mission, vision, values every day, like literally just once a day, go in there, take a look and remind myself why we do what we do. And it's a good reminder, to say, even on the rougher days, you're going for it, trying to help people. Yeah. And speaking of, you sent me a video from a buddy that we've talked to. And he was talking about working as a subcontractor, and that's what you do. You get on the roof, you do your job, you do a good job at it, and you make good money as a subcontractor, and that's what you do as a roofer. But then there's, like you said, there's that transition from going from a roofer to a business owner, and you can still think like a roofer, but you have to add another skill set. And that skill set is sometimes lost in the shuffle because you're like, well, I know how to put in, it's like Simon Sinek says about managers, right? Like a lot of managers are, excuse me, made managers because they're good at what they do,
Yep.
but they're not necessarily equipped to lead. They're not necessarily equipped to run a business. So we're trying to help you guys as roofers, contractors, in that space, transition from being a roofer that's used to, working in it for somebody for 5 years, 10 years, you got tired of it or thought you could do it better. And you do it better in a lot of cases. But I'm saying like that was your goal, is like, hey, I see this guy doing this, I can do it better than him. Okay, so you open your own business, but there's a new skill set that's involved from just being on a roof, putting the shingles on or TPO or whatever you're doing, flat roofs, to worrying about your business and your strategy. And if there's 500, like in Dallas, right, there's like 5,000 roofers in Dallas. And it's like, if you're in Dallas, which is a huge, tons of startup roofing companies out there because it's a cash cow, right? There's storms all the time. But if you're out there and like, we put on great roofs, it's like, okay, yeah, you and 4,999 other people, right? So like, what's your story that you're going to get your message out there that makes you different? And that's your brand strategy. And we're not saying, stop the train, hold everything, don't make money and do the brand strategy. We're saying transition to start thinking about it, get it under your belt. You can do it in a weekend and then move forward with that message so that you're then differentiating yourself from the competition.
Yeah, no, those are all great points. And I really think that once you do that, you'll see a difference in actually how you run your business, because now you have these thoughts and these emotions that are tied to your brand and your business that take it to a different level. Josh mentioned he goes in and looks at ours every day. I do pretty much every day too. But, one thing that I think is really important is as we work with our teams, we are living, breathing, these mission, vision, values in every interaction that we do. So, our brand doesn't just extend to our customers, our clients. It extends to our teams as well. And so I think that's an important distinction to make as well.
Yeah. And we talked last week about how we had a bunch of interviews and we literally only considered people that had the fit for our mission, vision, values. If you're going this way and other people on your team are going this way, it's like you can't have a successful business that way. So you have to have, you find people that have the same values and are going in the same direction, have the same goals as you. And that's, if somebody comes on our team and they have a dream of owning their own business one day, great. But like the idea is that we're all working together at this time to go forward. They're going to learn from us and then eventually they're open their own business. I'd rather somebody be transparent about that and empower them, which is part of our mission. I'd rather them tell us that than be surprised on it later on. And you roofers, roofing business owners, know that you're going to get contractors that are going to open their own roofing company. It's going to happen. So having that conversation with them, maybe, and this is good, I'm going off on a tangent, but in that sense, have a conversation with them about what their goals are. It's part of your culture. And then they come in and then what their goals are. You can help them get there. And then in the future, maybe in 3, 4, 5 years, they become a partner or they become invested in your company instead of doing their own thing. So then you take somebody who's a really good asset, really good fit, and you give them leadership ability in your company. I know that's a little sidetrack, but it has to do greatly with culture and your strategy. So that's why I wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, so I think we should shift directions just a hair, right? We got kind of down the people road. We will for sure visit that more in future episodes because it's so important. Managing your team and managing your people is such an important part of your business. So
exactly. Let's get back to the actual branding stuff.
Yeah, but I want to talk about the process that we went through to get to our branding strategy. We will totally bring up our branding strategy here in a little bit, but I want to talk about the process first before you all are distracted by all the amazing words that we have down in our branding strategy.
All the words on the page. Yeah. So, I mean, the logo, the actual logo, the My Roofing SEO with the roof there, the house, partial house on the roof, came to me in, like we talked overnight. put that together, and we had helped with our other company, I think like 7 roofers in about a year, to build a website, grow their marketing, grow their SEO and stuff. And so I said, there's a real need for helping just with a singular business geared towards helping contractors. And I wanted to start with roofing because we had helped 7 roofers that year to do that. And so the hard part was like then going, okay, so we have this company, we know we're going after roofers, but then it's like, what size company do we want to help? Who are these people that are roofers that are running their business? Do they have business knowledge? Where they, as we just talked about, a subcontractor that wants to start a business? So we had to figure out, who our target audience is and was when we were planning this out. And then we didn't do anything for a little while. I brought you on board, and we started talking about the direction we were going in. And then it was like, well, how do you know where you're going if you don't have a mission and vision? So a couple months ago, we were in the mix of it, and we sat down and we said, all right, what are our goals with this thing? And what are we going to tell people our story is and our mission is? And so we started going over that and building it out. And the first thing, which is the is the mission, right?
Yep.
That's your overarching goal. Like that is the reason why you're in business, what your ultimate achievement will be. And that's the mission. Go ahead, Adam.
Yeah. So it really comes down to starting off with your vision and mission, right? Vision is that so to speak, the end point. It's the where you're going. It's the destination of your business, so to speak. Your mission is essentially the map, is the foundation of the map to get there. It's the compass. It's what points you in that direction. And so when you start thinking about your vision and mission, right? So vision, right? You got to start asking yourself some questions. And this is, in my mind, where it's so important to be just wholeheartedly honest with yourself. Take off the veil. And it's really, really hard to do, but take off the veil, leave your ego out, at the door, and just get down to where are you trying to go as a company, and so we ask, we started asking ourselves some questions, right? So why do we love what we do, right? And just starting there, the foundation, who we are intrinsically and why we love it. And then, we talked about where do we want to go as a company, and tying that whole conversation into, and this was wholeheartedly, honestly, a conversation that Josh and I had, and we just went back and forth,
collaboration.
Yep. We talked about all those little pieces that come into like, well, we want to make a whole bunch of money. I mean, everybody wants to make money, right? But how do we want to make money, and what do we want to represent ourselves as related to why we get up in the morning and do what we do? And really driving that passion, right? So mission, once we came up with our vision, the rest of the pieces were, in my mind, I don't know if you share the same sentiments, but they were much easier to really dive through. Because once we knew where we're going,
well into place.
Like
that. What's that game, Kerplunk or whatever, where you pull the you pull the sticks out, and the balls fall all down into the thing. It was kind of like that, but they fell in like a Tetris way, so like everything just kind of fit in the way it needed to. Once we got our vision down, and we'll share that in a minute, it was like, okay, so if this is our vision, then how do we pull that vision down into our mission? So again, the vision is, you're steering a ship. Where are you going? What's your destination? What's your ultimate goal? And the can you fix the C in process? Sorry.
Oh yeah.
It's annoying.
I apologize, guys. That's what happens. That's what happens when we do things on the fly sometimes.
I'm a grammar Nazi. But like it's your ship, it's the destination, right? So that's your vision. And then your mission is kind of like how you're gonna get there. What are you gonna do with your team, with your clients, with everything that's gonna bring that together? So yeah, there's not much more to say about that except for I think to show them.
Yeah. Let's
So
let's do that. Let's
let's
pull
go
it
over
up
that.
here on the screen. There we are. So you can see our beautiful shining logo. It is very similar to the one in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. One of the things I want to call out here with the logo, right, is colors. And this is off on a tangent, right? But
let's do it.
But I think a lot of times we think about logos, and I've seen a lot of like really. I'm colorblind, so colors are typically not important to me. But you can see logos that just don't have colors that are impactful to your business. And there's a lot of theory and psychology around what colors to use and what they mean and how people interpret them. But at the end of the day, finding colors that truly represent your brand is a piece of everything you're doing with your brand strategy.
Yep. And I think when you look at most of the popular logos, I mean, NBC kind of does like a rainbow, but generally it's going to be 2 to 3 colors. If you've got more than 3 colors in your logo, you've just like started, getting a little too crazy. So 2 to 3 colors. And this one's a 2-tone. And as you can see, when we flip it, it goes white and green and then black and green on the other stuff. My black shirt's white and then green, and this is black and green. So just 2 colors, very simple 2-tone, and it gets the message across without being too confusing. And green means money. And what are we doing for our clients? We're helping them make money. Don't get us wrong. It's not about us making a ton of money and selling a bunch of clients. It's about you guys as roofers making the maximum amount of money you can in your business. And so our vision here is to become the premier digital marketing partner for roofing and restoration companies. Now, your vision may be the same for roofing, to be a leader in your area, in your industry, in whatever county, state you're in, Dallas, Texas, right? But it should mention what you do, which is digital marketing, and who you do it for, roofing and restoration companies.
Yep.
Right? So it's not just a blanket, we want to be the best, but it's we want to be the best in this service serving these people. And then Adam, if you want to go over how we got to the mission.
Yeah, so mission really for us is all about what drives us as people and how we want to run the company, how we want people to perceive the company. And so we came up with empower and inspire others to enhance their marketing success through innovation and creativity. Innovation and creativity are something that Josh and I are both hugely passionate about. We do not like status quo, and we do not like what everybody else is doing. We like to, blow it off the top and find a unique way to do everything. It falls through in our web pages and our designs, and really everything that we do is unique. And so that's what, that's really for us what that means. But, to get here, we talked about, what's important to us in the company, right? So, like I said, for us, the overarching theme in that conversation was innovation and creativity, right? Again, we visited back to what do we do? Because when people read this, we want them to know what we do.
Yep, and to add to that, sorry, so innovation and creativity are like the methods that we're doing that. Going back to the first part, I remember working on that sentence quite a bit because we wanted to involve people. And so the empower and inspire is what we're doing with people. Yeah. And then the end of it, the innovation and creativity is the method of that. So like we're innovating, which means we're not keeping stuff the same. What worked yesterday doesn't work today, obviously. What worked in January before COVID doesn't work the same as 4 months later in April and May. What worked in the 80s doesn't work the same as it worked today. So always innovating and adapting. And then the creativity, like Adam said, is like, when you were saying that, I was thinking of, remember that game Duck, Duck, Goose?
Yes.
So it's like, it's like the ones that are really like mischievous, they do duck, duck, duck like 20 times. And then they finally say goose, We're the geese. Like we're the ones that say like everybody else is a duck, we're making a geese. Like the person, the clients we work with, the person we tap in, the person that we hire on our team, the clients we work with, the customers we get them are the geese. They're different than everybody else. So that's what we're trying to go for.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, no, it was actually, it was really freeing to go through this. One thing Josh totally jogged my mind on is our mission statement goes through who, which is to empower and inspire others.
Mm-hmm.
What, so what we do and how we do it.
Yep, enhance their marketing, and then how we do it through innovation and creativity. Yeah.
Yep. So again, we're bringing those same kind of the same questions into play that we did from the vision. We're bringing those down into the mission, and we're localizing it to how we're going to get to the vision.
Mm-hmm. And then going even deeper, let's get into the brand promise. So we wrote your social media header tagline, but that's because we wrote that specifically, and we're sharing with you guys because any media you have out there that's like a cover header image for social media, or maybe even the big hero image on your website, is you want to have that. Actually, we should put that on there too, because we're working on our new site. But you want to have that nice, big, and bold on your social media headers and your all of your media, really. I mean, if you could put it on the back of a business card, put it on a business card. It's basically your tagline. And we looked up other companies, right? Like Adidas and like just a bunch, right? Uber and just a bunch of other Nike. Yeah, we love Nikes. Yep. And then and a lot of them had to do with how they impact people in the communities. And so we were thinking like, roofers, like they're out there in the heat, they're out in the sun, they're putting shingles on. It's very competitive. You guys are doing, however many, 17 squares was it a week? You're going out there just like busting your hump to keep us safe. And so I was thinking like, what is it that roofers are really doing? They're actually protecting and restoring our families, our homes for our families, not our families themselves, but our homes for our families. Like, think about it. If your roof leaks, the stuff inside gets ruined. If you have a hole in your roof, wind's coming through, rain's coming through, snow, any of that stuff can ruin your belongings, can make you uncomfortable sleeping at night because you're too hot or you're too cold. I mean, it really is like the top level protection for you and your family. So that's how we came up with the brand promise. Is we're empowering the companies, back from the mission, empowering, inspiring others. We're taking that, we're saying, okay, so within our own group, we're empowering, inspiring others in our team and our clients. And then we're taking those companies and we're empowering them to protect and restore other people's homes and our homes and others, their clients, with outstanding digital marketing. And that just brings it home, I think, for us right there on the brand promise.
Yeah. I mean, really what that means, for you guys, for the roofers, the guys out there doing the work, right? We are here to empower you to get out and be able to protect people's homes and do what you do to make sure that people have their homes are in good order and roofs are protected and everything is all up and what it needs to be. And and the way we can help you do that is through digital marketing. So, it goes back to what we do again, right? So we're not the guys out there on the roof. I have utmost respect for you guys, especially we're both in Florida. And
it's very hot.
And I have total respect for what you guys do out on the roofs. But what we can do is we can help your company get out there so that you can continue to be up on the roof, making money and doing what you do and what you love to do.
Yep. Reach more people, get your message out there, help as many people as possible. And that's the goal, right? So then we go into our values here, which kind of stem from our mission and vision, which is, and we use the word build as what is that? I don't know if it's what form of speech it is, but anyway, it's a play on words. Yep. Basically for the fact that, we're working with contractors, and what are they doing? They're building, right? They're building and repairing. So we have build creativity, innovation, inspiration, and community.
Yep. Sorry about that, y'all. We have families at home too.
She has the perfect timing for whenever I'm in a live video. She's not there like for 2 hours. She doesn't bug, and then I get on the live and she's like, so scroll down a little bit. We're going to scroll down to the USP. I mean, we have our goals, but the big thing is the USP here. So Yeah, so there's our values, and then we have the USP, which is the what?
So USP is your unique selling proposition. It's that basically it's that opening or close of your sales pitch that tells people that you're different from everybody else doing roofing. So you are one of one instead of one of 5,000 in Dallas.
Exactly.
Right. And so it's not as easy as just going out there and going, okay, so this is what makes me different, and coming up with a sentence. Right.
Mhm.
There's actually a process that you can go through to really develop a good, solid, unique selling proposition, or USP. Right. And so we started off with, who is our target market? Right.
Mhm.
So we defined, who are we looking to work with? So and then we went into explain the problem we solve, right?
Mhm.
So, and these are just what we're going to do is, as we answer these questions, we're actually going to bring this into a bigger block statement, and then we filter it down. So,
and the reason why we did for our target market, let's go over number one. So we did roofing and restoration companies, because we feel they're very similar. Like, the roof protects the house, but if it leaks, a lot of you roofers have a restoration company that'll come in and do mold mitigation, remodeling for that roof leak that caused damage, right? Or you'll do it as part of your team yourself, or you'll have a subcontractor that does it. Likewise with the restoration companies, they'll have a roofer on hand. And the reason why we chose $1 million yearly revenue or higher is because if you think about it, until you get to about $1 million, you can't really aggressively go after your goals. When you're at 100,000, that's barely taking care of you and your family as a new business owner. Get to 200, 300,000. Now you may have an office manager, maybe a general manager or foreman that you're paying, but the rest of that's all eaten up by your profit margins. It's not until you get to about 500,000 to $1 million that you're really able to jump in and do what you need to do. And we want to give people high quality work. So that's why we look at the 1 million revenue or higher. And we find that's a great starting point for you guys to be able to really do what you need to do. The second one is the problem that you solve as a roofer. So for us, we put together a 7-step process to build and grow your company lead generation and therefore revenues through a digital marketing system that is tested and proven for the past 10 years. Now, that's a long sentence. So then we go to number 3. And what's number 3?
Number 3 is what makes us different. So we decided what makes us different is when we apply proven methods in a creative and unique solution that drives outstanding improvement for our clients. Every customer gets a unique product that no other competitor has. So again, it's wordy, but it
very wordy.
Really talks about what we do, right? And that's okay. In this part, when we're answering these questions, we want wordiness because it allows us to get the brain flowing a little bit, really get to thinking about what we're actually doing and how we're doing it and who we're doing it for.
Yep, it pulls out the details, so everything gets laid out on the table of what you do. And so the unique solution, I mean, for us, that's super important. Like, we've been talking about some lower cost, like templatized things, but it would also be built custom. So it would be custom and then repeated in a custom manner for each client. So nobody's getting the same cookie cutter website. They're getting a custom high quality website that works for their brand. We talk about the brand colors. We talked about their message. So it's going to fit that client. So that's important to us. And then we defined our promise, which is just that. We promise to deliver high quality products that exceed your expectations. Then we go down to number 5, which is the whole thing put together. So what's that?
Yeah. So basically, once you kind of answer those first 4 questions, the next step is you need to marry it all together. And this, I think ours is 2 sentences, but it's a whole lot of words.
Very long sentences.
Yeah. And if you were to try and blurt that out in a sales presentation, like, people would look at you cross-eyed like you're crazy. So,
you're nuts.
For us, right, we took the culmination of all of our questions we come up with. We target roofing and restoration companies that have 1 million in revenues or higher that can take advantage of our 7-step process to build and grow their company. We apply creative and unique solutions based on proven methods to deliver high quality solutions that exceed your expectation.
Are you
Oh my
ended from
gosh, that's a lot.
that?
I had to take a breath like midway through. So,
Like, can I have a drink here? Whew. My work's done.
right?
I just read the Gettysburg Address for my business.
Yeah. Again, if you tried to say that on a sales call, people would be like, "Oh my gosh, you're insane. I'm not buying anything from you." And so we take
Isn't that what people do though? They jump on.
Yes,
Like, yeah,
yes, word vomit.
yeah.
So, I have talked to so many salespeople, especially like in the marketing. Don't you roofers? Y'all aren't the only ones that get pitched for marketing services. We are a
Absolutely.
marketing company, and we get pitched all the friggin'
All the time. And they do exactly that. They tell us how great, how awesome they are, and they didn't even ask us, you know,
Yep.
any of the qualifying questions like we talked about last week.
Yep.
Are you in the market for a new website? Are you in the market for roofers? Are you in the market for a new roof? Do you have any damage on your roof? Instead of just saying, hey, we've been in business 50 years and we're great, we're awesome, we have 27 crews, and just be like, hey, are you in the need for roof repair right now? Perfect example.
It is so in our case, right?
Yeah.
Are you looking to up up your webpage game, right?
Yep.
As soon as they say yes, then I'm going to hit them with our final USP, which is a consolidated version of number 5, which is my roofing SEO has established a proven 7-step system that positions your brand as a leader in your industry. Right?
Straight up.
Simple, sweet, concise, but I can throw that in several different parts of a sales conversation, and it doesn't sound wordy. It doesn't sound like, oh my gosh, this huge drawn out pitch. It's just a simple, clean statement. And so if you can apply this methodology to your roofing company, you can really build an opportunity to really close your sales effectively.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what that USP is all about. It's about helping you close your sales and coming up with that concise statement that really really drives through and, so to speak, sends it home.
Yeah, it brings it all home, right? I mean, it's like you're on you're on deck, then you're up at bat, you're waiting for the pitch, home run, right? I mean, it's the game, right? Like, you need to be short, sweet. Nobody likes long-winded sales pitches. When marketing company calls roofers, or if you're a roofer and you're trying to call people in the neighborhood or other businesses and get your foot in the door, short, sweet, simple, to the point. My roofing SEO has established a 7-step system that positions your brand as a leader in your industry. Boom. And then what we did, and we could show them a little bit of this, because this, you guys, this is gold here. I mean, companies spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on this right here. I mean, you could attest to that, right, Adam?
Oh, yeah.
$50,000 to $100,000 on a brand strategy.
I spent a long time in the corporate industry, in the corporate world, and working with some of these large companies, and they spend hundreds, sometimes millions of dollars on building out brand strategies.
Absolutely. And so we laid out, so we're saying now we have a 7-step system, right? But then it's like, you have to have the steps to the system. So we put the steps together, which is number 1, brand strategy. That's exactly what we showed you guys here today. That's the first thing we're going to do when we work with anybody, is make sure that they know where they're going and how they're going to get there. Because if you don't know that, like, no amount of money is going to fix the problems that you have. If you have, challenges or problems, whatever you want, opportunities. I mean, we all call it the same thing differently, right? But it's not going to fix the core issues in your company until you do that first thing, which is know where you're going and how you're going to get there, what your culture is, and what you guys are doing. And then the second thing we do is the foundation. And then we have your website. We'll talk about the foundation in another video. Then we have your website, your content and SEO, your paid marketing, which is basically your lead generation, right? It all generates leads, but the PPC is that you turn it on, it works, you turn it off, it stops, right? And so we look at the organic side of that as well to supplement with the PPC. And then finally, you have email marketing, which, as we talked about in another video, is used to connect with people on their birthdays, or to say, hey, we have a promotion right now. I mean, this is not just for roofing, this is for any business. Here's a promotion. here's we're thinking about you. We'd like to help you if you need anything, or
here's a promo we're running based on the last storm that came through.
Exactly. And they're already in your database. They already get your emails. Now, we joked about this. Like, the one thing about email marketing is now we're all getting tons of emails from COVID. Yep. And some of them are like, some of them make sense. Like, if you're going to, say Wendy's or something, and you frequent there, and like, it's good to know that they changed some of their practices and stuff. But companies you haven't heard from in 2 years that you forgot, you were on their mailing list, and all of a sudden you're getting all these emails. Who cares? And why don't we care? We don't care because they haven't bothered to communicate with us the entire time. And now all of a sudden they're using it as an opportunity to get. We haven't sent out a COVID email to anybody.
No, because and I'm going to tell you why. You know why we haven't sent it out?
Why?
We've talked about this, right?
Yep.
We talked about this because COVID hasn't impacted our ability to deliver services to our clients.
Exactly.
So there's no need for us to go, here's our great response to the COVID thing, right? And so that's what I see so many companies missing on right now. I actually had a post on this the other day on LinkedIn talking about this, and it's the form fill email, right? And you guys have all seen these in your inbox. It starts off with a message from our founder and CEO, right? And then it's some social responsibility. Here's the actions we're taking against COVID, blah, 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 blah. And then the very bottom of that email has, hey, while you're here, stop by our site and check out these sale items.
While we have your attention and we've pretended to be empathetic and socially accountable, buy from us.
Yeah.
And we haven't sent out a single promotion or discounted our services or anything during this time. Why? Because how would you feel if you're a roofer and you go to a thing and somebody says, well, can you do it for half because, recession and all? What does that do to feed your family? What does that do to, pay your team and your crew? What does that do for, and then you don't want to pay for materials out of pocket. So it's like, it's just all excuses to try to drive more sales in the wrong way. For me,
I was going to say, I'm going to interrupt you here for a second.
Sure.
The other thing that does is long-term, that cheapens your services as well, because if you cut it in half this time, the next time they need your services, they were going to want to cut in half for sure.
They're going to want to, it becomes a habit. And it's like, so, the people that use coupons, like those extreme couponers and even regular people, they'll do business with that brand the first time because of a coupon. They'll do business with them every time as long as they have a coupon. Yep. So, and roofers do this, and I'm not knocking you guys for it, but I see all the time, $500 off a roof. Like, what does that really do? Like, you're just getting somebody in who is doing business with you because they wanted a discount. Like, that means that you haven't put your message out as the leader or premier roofing company, that you're going to give high quality every time, that you're worth the money that they pay for. It's just something for me that hits me. And, it's just, I want to flip the narrative on that. It's like, don't discount your services to get somebody in the door. Give them a deal if they're a repeat customer. When you bring them back, give them 10% off or 15% off. So we all do. I mean, you guys, there's an internet company I'm not going to name. We all know who this is. But every year their price goes up and up and up. And they're like, thanks for being a loyal customer. It's like, okay, if I'm a loyal customer, why am I not then getting a loyal customer reward for being a loyal customer? So I think marketing in general has it backwards.
Yeah. No, I would agree with that. I've been with my cell phone provider, same cell phone provider for the last 15 years. And my bill has done nothing but go up and up and up every year.
But go up, yeah. And it's like it costs more to gain a customer than it does to keep a customer.
Yeah, but with the stuff we showed you today about building your mission, vision, values, your brand statements, and your USP, that is going to help bring that cost down because you're consistently showing your brand in the way that you want it to be seen by your customers. And when they see consistency, this is a huge part of marketing and any kind of marketing you do. When they see consistency, that is something that will drive trust with your customers.
And it also shows you're not a fly-by-night company.
Yes.
We talked about that earlier about fly-by-night. There's roofing contractors that do this. There's marketing companies that do this. There's all kinds of companies that are like, they're one day, gone tomorrow. And for no other reason other than, they tried something like we talked about last week. They tried something once, they tried it for a month or a year, and then they're like, and then they give up. And then if people that have had their roofs done by another contractor, you come in as a roofing company and you see like, oh, this guy just came in and he threw a bunch of stuff together, slapped double layers of shingles on top of each other, messed up the flashing in the chimney, screwed all that up. And then now you have to come and fix it. And you're like, oh, these fly-by-night contractors that come in during storms. And they're taking
thing in marketing too, by the way.
Yeah, they say the same thing in marketing. It's like, but that's why it's so important to be consistent. And when we when we do our processes for clients, we do the same 7-step system every time for committed and dedicated owners that want to really grow their company because we know it works. And we get not everybody can do all 7 things at once. So we work on these different product offerings, and we're not going to show those today. But the point is, and the reason why I'm segueing into that is have product offerings. We talked about that last week. We were talking about social media and how to get your word out on social media and how to educate the customer. And during that, we talked about product offerings and how to have like 3 tiers of products that you can offer to people depending on their budget. We do the same thing with us. So we're practicing exactly what we're preaching to you guys, which is to have 3 tiers of affordability, basically, to get things done with us. But that's pretty much everything we have with our brand strategy today. And we've gone over what?
Oh man, we've gone over a ton. We talked about why it's important to have brand strategy and really just understanding where your business is going and what you're doing within your business to really be really be effective as a brand and not just be another roofer in the masses. Then we dove into how we approach really developing our mission, vision, and values, and why they're important to us. And then we dove into the USP process, our unique selling proposition.
5 questions that build your USP.
Yep. And we let the cat out of the bag on our 7-step process. Man, y'all, this is fire. Like seriously,
this is serious value.
We have data to back this up. So, if y'all are like, man, you guys are full of yourselves, come challenge us. We will show you the data. We will show you that we know what we're talking about. This is not to sit here and sell packages. We are genuinely trying to help people out. But if this is something that is interesting to you, please reach out to us. We'd love to have that conversation and talk to you about it and make sure that you are the right fit for us and we are the right fit for you.
Absolutely.
I think that's something that a lot of companies forget about is that fit piece. That's where we always start. And so, we don't want to sell you if we're not the right fit for you or you're not the right fit for us. It just doesn't make sense for anybody. So
yep. And so and in sharing our mission, vision, values, brand strategy, like if you align with that, and this is not for sales or anything like that, but if you align with these things in your company and your culture, if you're a roofing company or contractor that believes in having, that solid mission, vision, values in your company, we would just love to talk to you, maybe even have you on our live show to talk about what you did with your company and your culture and your team and how you built it, what challenges you went through, how you solved those challenges, just to help you, help us learn more about you and what people in your industry are experiencing as roofing owners or contractors, and to share your story and really just get yourself out there, share your story, and maybe even, use our network to get out there and get your business out there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, we'd love to have you on. Josh and I love talking. We do a lot of it, but we'd love to hear your story. So if you have an interesting story to tell about how you started your business, how you're marketing your business, what's working for you, or even your unique take on business. The video I showed Josh today was a unique take about how subcontractors can really take it to the next level. So if you haven't followed Kareem on Roofers
Kareem Hunter.
Yep, Kareem Hunter on Roofers 101. a shout out to you, brother. We're sending people your way because we believe in what you got going on. It's a really, really cool system, really, really cool video. So definitely check it out. We're here to help people out. And so we want to share your story and help you out as well. So
absolutely.
We give away lots of great information on the air too. We consult.
We just lifted up our proverbial kilts and showed you. We did not do that. I'm just kidding. No, but we showed you guys under the hood, and this is something that Adam has heard me say in client meetings. But I show you guys under the hood. I'll show you the data. Yep. I'll show you the information, and we're sharing all this stuff because this is stuff that nobody talks about. Like when somebody's like, "Oh, I'll market for your company," or "Oh, I'll do this for you or that for you," you really don't know what they do. You know what I mean? When we hire people, we're like, we know they're going to fix it, but we don't know what they're doing and what we're paying for. So this is showing people how to build your company and what we do for you and how we do it. It's showing underneath the hood. We got a V8 engine in there with twin turbos, man. We're ready to go.
We are ready to go. So like I said, if you like this video, please subscribe to us on YouTube. Drop a like in the Facebook feed. Drop a comment. If you have any questions, reach out. We are here to help you. Don't forget to visit us at myrooferseo.com or give us a call. We are here to help you and your business succeed. That's what it's all about. I always mess this up. There we go.
My Roofer SEO, 561-231-0421. Give us a call, and we'd love to have you guys on the show too. So if anybody wants to go on the show, just send us an email or a text and say, hey, I want to be on this show. I want to share my story. So we'll get that going.
Every Wednesday at 4 p.m. we are here sharing all of our insider secrets.
Yep. Talk to you guys later. Thanks.